What's going on, family? Our Facebook, IG, YouTube, everybody who has tuned in. We have another good one for you. And I mean, I tell you, when you are going to get something out of this,
Yes.
like you really are. We got some I don't know, I don't want to say double OG, triple OG.
Yes, we love these folks.
In the marriage game. Some really close family of ours. We got none other than Anthony and Tracy. Let's give it up for them.
Oh.
Give it up for y'all. Now, you guys have, what, 30 years?
They just hit 30 last
30
month, right?
years under your belt. How does that feel?
Feels great. Feels great.
Wonderful.
Feels
Wonderful.
Great. Yeah. That didn't feel like it's been 30.
Now that's a
Look
good
at that.
thing.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
Yeah,
That's
but
what's up, guys.
Thank y'all for having us.
Hey, listen, man. You guys are gracing us with your presence right now. You know, I could feel the wisdom just kind of coming through the Zoom right now. So
Yes.
there you go. There you go.
We should say that this is our family.
Yeah.
Anthony is my brother. Tracy is my sister-in-law. And this is our party couple? Our vacation couple.
These are our peoples, man. Like, wherever we go, they come with us. Like, they have no choice.
Yes.
When you can vacation with a couple,
Yeah.
date a couple, right? Because you can't vacation with everybody.
Yeah.
Except on the cruise you stiffed us on.
Oh, Lord.
See that?
We're going to be bringing up stuff. One time.
One time we ain't go somewhere with them.
Oh, great. Great. Let's go on the cruise. I think we got enough people already.
We reached the max.
Yes, like, I think the boat's full. Both full, yeah. I think so.
Look, that wasn't me. That wasn't me, Ant. So.
I know it was. I know who it was. I know who it was.
One trip, I never hear now. I never hear the end of this one trip.
That is funny. But we have so much fun. Yeah, and
I won't take it off the rails. I won't take the conversation off the rails. I feel like y'all froze for a moment, but I don't think so.
Oh, we can hear you. We can hear you.
We stand still when you start talking, so we look like we're just.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
So look, we wanted to bring y'all on because 30 years really is like such an accomplishment to be married. And we're going on 13. I was about to say 14.
No, don't. I mean, I know 2020's been bad. She just want to skip over 2020 and just get right to 21.
But we've been married for 13 years, and to see you guys, to hang out with you guys, to go on vacation with you guys, to do life with you guys, we really see that you guys have put in a lot of work to really develop the marriage that you have. And so we're just sitting here just trying to soak in all the gems.
Yeah.
And so I think maybe it would be a great way to start for you guys to introduce yourselves and to tell us how you met. How did this start 30 years ago?
You can go first.
I'll go first. Okay. Well, I was out, I think, to go into this game room I had been to the game room a couple times. It was up on they had a pool table, pinball. So I was in there just hanging out with some guys. And across the room, I see, and this is no lie, she just caught my eye. You know, we look at the physical first. So she just caught my eye walking across, and I was like, "Who is that?" You know, she was with some girls that I knew. I think I knew Nisi, I knew a couple of her friends, but I had never seen her before. So we got introduced, talked from there. We started hanging out. We were, hanging out as friends, and we could talk. We had a lot in common. So that's my recollection. We went out. She got in my car, I think. We went out, her friends, and my friend, and I ran out of gas. And she jumped in the car and left with some other people. and said, I'll see you later. Oh, that was it. But that was the first night. She jumped in the car, took off with some other folks when I ran out of gas. I think it was all the same night.
That's how it happened, Tracy.
That is true love right there.
I walked in the game room. You know, we don't have game rooms anymore, I guess, you know, but, you know, a place where everybody hang and, you know, play video games and whatnot. And so I walked in there and I feel these eyes on me, you know. I'm like, wait a minute, who is this? Like that. So I tried to play like I didn't even notice that he was looking at me. So he came over there. He started talking to my friend, and then she introduced us. I thought he was cute, you know.
What was I wearing? Did I have on a sweater and shorts?
Oh my God, can I just tell you? When I first met this man, he used to wear sweaters and shorts.
That's not unusual.
I used to be like, what is going on? Is it hot or cold outside? But anyway, he said he was going to teach me how to shoot pool. I already knew how, and I beat him in a game of pool. So he was supposed to take me home after then, and he did. He ran out of gas in a bad part of a neighborhood.
The whole neighborhood was bad. Anybody who lives there forgetting West on 25th Street, yeah, the whole neighborhood was bad.
So after somebody came by that we knew, and we jumped in the car with them. I thought that would be the last time that I seen them. But I had met this other guy who's like me, and he was coming by, and then Anthony started coming by, and I found out that they were brothers. So I'm like, oh my God. But anyway, I didn't like his brother. I liked him. So I picked him, and he stayed around.
He stayed around.
Stayed around.
That's true love, where you could just kind of leave somebody and know that they still gonna be there.
I mean, he was out of gas, so I'm kind of thinking, she's like, "What? How you not gonna have no gas?"
Right. Exactly.
How old was I? How was I? 18, 19?
18.
18, 19. I was
stupid,
man. Young and stupid. I
Yeah.
had $3 or $4. That was enough gas money to go out. Put some gas in at $3 worth, $2.
And I told him that I was 20, and I was actually younger than him. I don't know why I lied like that, but anyway.
Yeah, she's referred to me as that little young guy. I was like, wait a minute, we're the same age.
And then one day he sent me in to buy some beer, and I had to tell him the truth. I was like, I can't buy beer.
Yeah, about that. I guess the first lesson is for the guys to always make sure you got some gas in your car.
Please.
Well, maybe not, because it worked.
True.
And wait a minute, his car, you know how you watch the Flintstones? You ever watch the Flintstones?
Uh-huh.
And they stick their feet through there and run and make the car go fast and slow.
Uh-huh.
He had this gigantic hole in the back, in the floorboard in the back. And my friends started laughing like y'all better be careful, because if you get a little tips and stick your feet through there, you're gonna lose your feet. I could not believe it.
What was it that made you decide that you were the ones for each other?
I mean, we talked, laughed, had such a good time. You know, we were just hanging out, having fun, man. I mean, we were just best friends. I mean, I felt like I just enjoyed being with her so much. You know, really enjoyed being with her. We were young, though, so let's look at it. Just think about when you 18, 19, how little you know. So we had all this time to grow up together, really, because, you know, at that age, you grow up, you learn, you make mistakes, but we experienced all this together. So, I mean, I think when I first met her, I knew, you know, we dated for a while, you know, but like I said, she was just fun, pretty, and we keep it PG, you know.
I see her face. She's like, don't say it.
Exactly.
She know what I told her when she asked me. She's like, "Why you love me?" I told her. She know what I told her. And we keep it.
What you tell her? What you tell her?
This is a PG show. I've seen the show. I've seen the show. It's PG. And maybe she can clean it up, but I don't know. I told her, she's like, "Oh, wow, is that why?" I was like, "Yeah, that's."
I'm like, okay, all right then. Mom ain't raised no fool. I can put it down when I have to, even though I'm 50 now, and I can still put it. No, okay, PG.
But like I said, this is over a course of time, because we dated. I don't know how many years we dated before finally we got married.
5.
Maybe 5, yeah, 5. Before we finally got, we dated for a while.
Yeah.
And we 18 and growing up together, we make our share of mistakes and get mad at each other and leave. But we would never leave each other alone. But every time, it was like nobody, wasn't like I was doing a lot, but I would say, I'm better with her than I am without her.
Yeah.
Most of the time, I feel better with her than I do without her. So.
Yeah.
Like I said, I thought it was just gonna be all about fun at first, but then I was like, you know what? I kind of like this guy, and the fact that he would do anything to make me happy, then and now, anything to make me happy.
We got a million stories, and we can't tell all of them, because like I said, I was like, wow, and she's like, I'm engaged. I'm in love with somebody else. That was she told me.
What happened? You asked her to marry you, and she
No. It was when we were hanging out. She told me she loved somebody else. So, I'll hang out with you now, but I'm kind of in love with somebody. Well, who is he? Where he at? He's in jail. He's doing. He was doing breaking and entering. He was in jail. And I said, what's that? She told his name. I could not freaking believe it. I said, I know that dude. I said, him. I said, ain't no way in that. Excuse me. I was like, what in the world? I was like, what in the world kind of, and I'll leave it at that. I won't get out, I can get all crazy with it.
Yeah.
But eventually she said, she wrote him a letter and told him like, no, I met somebody else.
The old Dear John letter.
Yeah.
So he was like, if you're serious about me, you need to write him and tell him that it won't be you and him when you get out. And which was no problem, because I was already in love with this man, and I tried, when I told him that I was in love with the other guy, I wasn't really in love with him, but he was what I knew, And then when Anthony came along, he showed me a better way. You don't have to be with this guy that's out there doing this and doing that. Even though you're young, you don't have to make mistakes like that to learn from things. And so he showed me a better way, showed me how to be loved, really. Yeah. And so after the guy got out, I told him the same thing that I told him in the letter, that I loved Anthony and that's who I wanted to be with, and that I was sorry, but we were young, and we were young and we just got caught up, but I did not love him.
Yeah.
This is the only man I can say that I've truly loved.
Oh.
Vice versa.
Yeah.
Vice versa.
That's good.
I love my mama. I love my mama and whatever else Drake said.
I only love my mama and my bed. Or something like that.
Yeah.
How did you guys stay together through those times?
First of all, Jesus. Let's just give God the praise right off gate. If it wasn't for us getting saved and finding the Lord, we wouldn't even be here today. So I'm gonna say that right off gate before I get into any other stuff. But other than that, she is one of the toughest, mentally and physically toughest people and the most people that I have ever met anywhere. And I'm talking about, I've known 300-pound football players who bouncers, and none of them are as mentally tough as she is pound for pound. So we go through adversity and we might be down for a minute, but she never, and it helps me. Maybe when she's down, I'm up. When I'm down, she's up. We're never like both down at the same time. And then things happen, and bad things, and just like she's not really that shook. Not shaken by them that much. We don't have anywhere to live. Okay, we'll go in the car. Boom. She's just. I don't know if I'm explaining it well enough, but she's mentally spiritually and physically tough.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you,
Yeah,
baby.
she is. She is.
Mhm.
Most
And
definitely.
the main thing is, like Anthony said, when we got married, we weren't saved. We didn't give our life to Christ until, I don't know, a few years after we got married. But the main thing is, and it's with the couples of old, the couples of new, your foundation got to be love. You got to love that person. I mean, actually love that person. You can't get married because you want this big wedding and you want this and you want that and, you know, you want this venue and all. You got to actually love that person. When I see my husband walk through the door every day, I get that little feeling that I used to get years ago. You know, when you first start dating a person, I'm telling you, I love this man. I love this man. And if you got love as your foundation, as your base, you can get through anything.
Yeah.
A lot of people like to say, well, you know, the only thing I can't get past is infidelity. Let's go ahead and crack that egg open right now. You know, it's been some times where I ain't been the best at that, and he ain't been the best at that.
Over 30-year span.
Exactly.
Well, no, not over 30 years. Not since marriage. Anyway.
Right.
During dating phase.
I can truly say, you know, since we've been married, we have been to each other, you know. But when you're young and when you meet young as we did, 17 and 18 years old, you know, it's going to be some trying times. Back then, now, let's say that there was some infidelity in the relationship, I'll probably leave because I feel like we done been through too much for something like that. But back then when we were younger, I've never felt like that was the end of the world. Now, if he fell in love with somebody, if he gave his heart away to somebody, now that'll be the end of it, you know. But because you lay this body down with somebody, you know, a lot of women say, how can you say that? He giving his body away. But that wasn't, it hurt, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't the end of the world. Long as I know that your heart belongs to me, you know, I can eventually shake something like that off.
Yeah, and you got to look at it too. I look at it like pre-saved, post-saved.
Exactly.
So, before you saved, you young, 18, 20, whatever we were. If you ain't saved, you're going out drinking, partying, hanging out with different people, you're arguing and fighting. Mm-hmm. Stuff's gonna happen, you know.
Yeah.
You're gonna get mad at each other. So I look at it as, okay, pre-saved, a lot of this happened. But once we got saved, I mean, now you know. I mean, when I was a child, I thought I was a child, you know. When I became a man, I put away childish things. So that's the way I kind of look at it too. A lot of stuff we did, I mean, you know, if you don't have any, like I said, Jesus in your heart, you're capable of doing a whole bunch of stuff.
Even if you think you're not, you know.
Yeah. And then I ain't gonna say you're not gonna make no mistakes. Once you get saved, you do that too. But it's harder, I think. It's harder to make mistakes like that. I mean, when you're saved. So
I think it's a good point that you bring up as far as like the love being the foundation, because people just find any reason to like get that out, you know, and just run away or give up. And it's like, okay, well, how can we work this out? You know, because the love is the foundation. The love is what's keeping me, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah. Me and Anthony debate about this all the time.
Yeah.
But I'm like,
and I'm not saying like, oh, y'all need to just go out there and, you know, do what y'all need to do. But I think the point of it is just that we need to remember. You saying a joke? What happened?
No, I don't know what he's saying.
I'm lost.
Oh.
No, I'm saying I say like I don't know if, I mean, yes, I would not want you to be in love with somebody else. I would have a really difficult time, I think, getting over like the visual images. Like I think I would I would have some problems for me.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, she says cheating as if you even like somebody.
Oh my gosh.
You like them. If I see somebody you kind of like them, that's cheating.
That's the pitch.
Yeah, I said
Oh.
that kind of cheating I can get over all day. So if I see somebody that, you know, that's cheating. That's cheating.
Well, like she said, she's still working on it.
I'm a work in progress.
She's still working on it.
That's what she tells me.
And you're right, Tish. Nobody likes to think of their partner visually laying with somebody else. But like I say, it's long
She's
as
good with that part. It's the liking them part.
Whatever.
I'm not saying no
She
picture.
is good with that. We talk. She's good with that part.
As long as you don't give that heart away,
See?
this kind of hard. As long as you don't give that heart away, I can get past it.
Yeah.
I
Like
do
I said,
agree that I think it's harder to come back. It's harder to come back if your heart is someplace else.
Oh, it's a long, tough road. 'Cause we had some knockdown, dragouts, and ugly episodes about it. We've had, I mean, like I said, this is a PG show, and we ain't telling everything. But I've been on the hood of the car it's been going 55.
Wait. Tell that story.
I wasn't going 55.
I wasn't going that fast. Oh, no.
I'm on the hood like doggone Batman.
He was mad at
Take
me.
this part out.
He was mad at me and told me to leave. So I said, okay. So I got in my car and jumped on the hood. I was like, okay, you going with me then.
Yeah,
Oh my God, I can't believe that. That was crazy.
We were young and foolish, boy. Most people are fortunate enough to make their mistakes. I mean, I'm not gonna say fortunate, but you make your mistakes, move on, learn from them. Then you start with somebody where you already know about those mistakes. You don't really young and make the mistakes and stay, together. I mean, financial mistakes, spiritual mistakes, all these things you don't know at 18 or 19.
Yeah.
What do you know at 18 and 19? I didn't know anything. I didn't know nothing. I knew nothing at 18. You know nothing, Jon Snow. You're saying at 18, 19, I knew nothing.
Yeah.
Real. So.
Yeah, and I think it's all a learning process, and people are still figuring things out, and nobody's perfect. So we're always gonna make mistakes. We're always gonna do things that might annoy each other. But I think Tracy said it best when that love is the foundation, that is what holds the glue together. That's what holds those, two people together in the midst of those problems.
Well, I mean, the Bible says love is patient, love is kind, love is long suffering.
Yep.
Like if we really were operating in the definition of love that the Bible has.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the Bible talks about different kinds of love. Like we've Americanized the way love is, or, the world kind of love where it just like means one thing. Like I'm in love with you, but there's like a brotherly love. There's a godly love. There's a love between you and your spouse. Like, we try to put it in just one little category.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what would you guys say has been one of your greatest challenges and what you've learned from it?
Yeah, I would think with the illness of our son, when he was 5 years old, he was diagnosed with juvenile diabetes. And he's 32, 33 now, and he still has it. It's a chronic illness, that the doctors say you'll have forever. And I say the doctor said because I'm still believing in his healing. And that's why I'm shocked that Anthony said that I'm so strong, because I really, when that happened, the onset of his illness, I was crushed. I remember laying down on the couch, just not wanting to get up, and my husband coming over there saying, look, you got to get up. We got to do what's best for this boy, and we got to keep on moving, So I think that his illness may have made me a stronger person, because when something wrong with your baby, something wrong with you. When your child has a chronic illness that they can die from, they can pass away from any night, setting my clock to get up and check on him, not knowing how I'm going to find him if his blood sugar has plummeted, So I would think that his illness was the worst thing that we went through. And I have always heard of diabetes, but I thought that was an old person disease. They always say, keep a little piece of candy with you or whatever, if your blood sugar drop, that's all you got to do. And that's not all you got to do. This is a serious illness. And I think that it brought us closer, but yeah, his illness is definitely, that will make you strong, strong in your faith, strong in your love, just stronger together, better together.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a tough time. I think bouts of depression, probably on both our parts, depression and, different things. So yeah, that was a tough time. But like I said, we got through, we're getting through it. Like I said, I was determined to not let him show, not to make him feel any different, no excuses, no, I ain't gonna say weakness, but I didn't, it was at one point when he'd take a shot, I went for a spell, I would take a shot. He'd take a shot, I'd take a shot. So, and, I remember, like I said, but that was tough. I remember he was 5 playing flag football. And he came over there and his little fingers was all where he had the finger sticks in them. And he was like crying, I guess, because he got knocked down out there. And so he was like, oh, I got hit, right? I got hit. I was like, get in there, bro. Dust it off. Go ahead back in there. So yeah, that was tough. It was a tough time, but like I said, we're getting through it. And that's just life, man. Life throws things at you like that.
Yeah, so it sounds like y'all had a lot of experiences that you went through together that brought you closer.
Yep. We know each other.
We know each other.
We know our weaknesses, know our strengths. And so I know she gonna come up a little weak. She knows when I'm gonna come up weak. And we don't let that, we compensate for it, try to compliment each other, and try to improve. I don't want to stay weak at cleaning up the house and doing stuff like that. So I try to do, I ain't trying to stay weak at it.
He never cleans up. He opens up a can of soup. The can is there until I come downstairs.
That's a fault of hers, exaggeration, lying, forgetting.
Is that alternative truth?
That's fake news? Fake news?
She's big on the fake news.
I think you guys, like, you really like you said, balance each other out, and God put you in places where you had to kind of depend on each other. Like you were talking about, one day you may be down and she have to be up, or she down and you have to be up. And we spoke to another couple, and the analogy they used was like fire and water.
Oh yeah.
And somebody got to be the fire and somebody got to be the water, but you can't be both at the same time.
Yeah.
Well, I like what you said about like knowing each other, though. I would like to talk a little bit more about that, because it's like, you got to know when this person is fire and this person is water, or needs to be water, right? Yeah. So like, how do y'all think that developed, or how do you work?
Like chemistry, it's over the years, through through adversity. Don't get me talking. I was talking about sports, but it's like if you get a team that's been together, they move like on a string. They know I can go do this because I know he's gonna cover this because he always does. I can. He's gonna do his part, so I can go do this. But if you with somebody you've never been through any adversity, you don't know how they're gonna respond. I might go cover this, but I don't know if she's gonna get this. Yeah. But I know if I do this, she's gonna cover this. And if I throw the ball here, she's gonna be there for that late. She's gonna be there in that spot. Mm-hmm. Somebody you don't know, you throw the ball here, they done ran that way. Excuse me. They done went that way, the ball all out of bounds. But it's just experience. Yeah. Experience and adversity, and just knowing. She knows she kind of knows what I'm gonna do, and kind of knows what I'm thinking. at the time. You know, I think for the most part, she does. You know, you don't know everything about everybody, but I think for the most part, she kind of knows how I'm gonna react and how I'm gonna do certain things. So
yeah, that's a beautiful thing.
You got to be there to catch them when they fall. You know, that's basically why you're put here. You know, to be there when somebody needs you. There's nobody in this world that can't tell me that my husband don't love me. Nobody. And it's not because he tells me he loves me every day. You know, he shows it in his mannerisms. He shows it with the things that he does. And not just because he pay all the bills. You know, that's just my little side joke, you know.
that's not funny.
But yeah, you just going through trials and tribulations with each other is what make you know when you need to do this or when he needs to do this, and we're there for each other.
Yeah,
you know.
So it's like the guy I coach with, man. I can't go out there and coach nowhere without him because I know if everything fall apart, if I don't care what happened, he gonna be there. So Tracy's that multiplied.
Yeah.
If I'm coaching and he ain't out there, I'm like, this could go south. I don't know what the rest of you guys gonna do, but I know what my dog gonna do. I know what he gonna do. I don't know what the rest of y'all, not you, Joe. I don't know what the rest of y'all gonna do, but that's same thing with her. I kind of know, you know, what she's gonna do. And,
that's a beautiful thing to have somebody on your team like that you could depend on, you know, and y'all kind of know each other. And you know, we don't give credit to the trials that we go through enough, you know. And you guys are like really putting in a different perspective.
Right.
Like you learn, like we use this to our advantage and we learn from it and we grow and we build.
Yeah, and I think sometimes couples they run from it. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody likes it, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody likes having stuff turned off and walking here and there. And, you know, all kind of financial and stuff like, you know, different things like that. So, but if you do grow from it.
Yeah.
We grow from it. So,
what kind of advice would you give a younger couple or even like us with, what type of advice or tips would you give them to be able to stay the course? Because, you know, people be out now, like
Maybe
trying to be out.
The grass is not greener, for one thing.
That's right.
The grass is not greener. I mean, you see somebody now, they might look like that. I mean, the person you're living with, you've seen their best and their worst. You know what you're getting, seen the best and the worst. And they got your best interest in mind and, you know, at heart. Because you can go over here and think this grass is greener and see this, you know, supermodel and she seems like she's bubbly and funny. You live with her for about 5-6 years and see what you're getting. You know what I'm saying? What are you going to have then?
Yeah.
Don't look at me. You know? You'd be like, wow, grass wasn't. So, like somebody told me, water your grass. Water your grass. Seed your grass. You know? And have your grass looking green and appreciate each other. I mean, don't try to hurt each other, but appreciate each other. And don't be so hard on each other. Don't be so hard on each other. Grace, like every mistake, she doesn't beat me up for every mistake. I mean, she'll tell me now. Just don't be so hard on each other. I mean, be able to tell each other the truth. That's one thing we gotta, you know, we try to do. And not be able to tell each other the truth, but don't be judgmental and hard about it. Just tell the truth. You know, you tell the truth to somebody out of love, you know. But I just want you to know, be able to just tell them the truth in love. So
and be nice to each other, you know. And Tish, when you ask what kind of advice could I give to couples, I think that the thing that I've always heard, and I don't mean to be mean, but I get tired of couples saying this: don't ever go to bed angry. That is just not possible.
Thank
Tell
you.
it.
Thank you for telling the truth.
It's not possible
Tell
because
it.
you're gonna disagree about things.
Yeah.
And I think the reason why people say that, because if God forbid, if the Lord come and take your partner home that night, then you'll feel so bad. But sometimes you're gonna have arguments, and you're not gonna go to bed on one accord. And you might want to say something like, "I love you, but let's agree to disagree this time, punk." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And yeah, because you're not gonna always go to bed lovey-dovey. But it's all said and done. Is there anybody that can tell you that your partner doesn't love you? Let's say, God forbid, that God did come and take me home and me and Anthony were on the outs that night. What I've done in the past, or what he's done in the past, should bring him comfort to say, one thing about it, I bet she knew I loved her.
Yeah.
And that don't go to bed angry thing, although it's a nice sentiment, it really is not, it's not true. But try to get it right as soon as you can, but just make sure that if something like that happened, that the other person know, I have been loved in my life.
So we wanted to just ask you guys about communication, because we've been doing a couple of series on communication, specifically with couples.
Yeah.
How is that space for y'all?
I think we do okay. I think we have some improvement to do on that, I believe. I think we did. My opinion, we have improvement to do. I like the way you got. I like the way you got check-ins. I mentioned to Tracy about we can start having check-ins.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Oh, come here.
Oh.
Come here. You just making all that noise.
Look at this. This is your other family member.
He made it on the show.
He brings it all together, right?
He was not gonna rest till he got on the show. Okay.
So this is what he looks like when he's being nice?
He's a good boy. I told you.
Oh Lord. Can you tell the story about Ghost how he loves on everyone?
He tried to bite my wrist off.
He's a good boy. He's a good boy. See?
Oh,
Ghost, get out. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Uh-oh. You ruined the show.
He stole the show.
He came here with that ball. He was like, "You gonna play ball?"
What do you think, Tracy, about the check-ins or communication?
Communication, like you said, I think there's always room for improvement there. But as an overall communicator, or whatever you want to call it, I think that we got it down pat because we've been together for so many years.
Yeah.
But it's always room for you to communicate better and more effectively.
Yeah.
I think one of the things that you guys talked about was honesty.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you could talk all day long, and if you're not being honest, then what
does it matter?
Right.
Yeah.
You're not getting anywhere.
Yeah.
Right. I think also just from hanging out with y'all, that humor really helps.
Oh yeah.
Most definitely. Definitely. You've got to have somebody that can make you smile, that can make you laugh.
Yeah.
That is so important. And trust me, this man is a comedian. Trust me. I wish I was more like him, but he keeps me in check with a smile or a laugh, at least once a day.
Thank you guys so much for coming on and sharing with us.
Yeah.
Y'all have found out that Anthony is a comedian and Tracy is a spoken word artist.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Check her out. Tracy, let us know what your handle is, or where they can find your stuff on YouTube.
Well, you have it, baby.
One poem that I am particularly proud of is a poem I did about my son and his illness. And if you go to YouTube, you just type in a plea for Bud. Plea, PLEA for Bud, BUD.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thank you guys.